Hello, Taurus. Welcome to the Plaid Sheep Oracle. So a kind of unusual thing is happening. Usually I do a single YouTube reading a day, or in a day, when I do them. But I just did Virgo's reading and I felt the need to do yours too. And I'm wondering if Capricorn is going to come through today as well. I was surprised, that I do the readings not in any particular order except to do Aries first. And usually, right, it's a mix of elements. But now all of the Earth-based readings, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn, have waited until the end, and Aquarius. And I sort of expected that I would do Aquarius' reading today for the full moon space tomorrow. But that's not happening. And what seems to be happening is that I'm reading all of the Earth-based signs because of the intense energies that are happening at this full moon tomorrow. I do have an intention that these readings are timeless, that if you watch this 2 years from now, it will have a message for you. But they are linked, especially linked when there are large energies happening. And there's a lot happening at this full moon. And so it seems like the earth signs are all kind of coming out to be a foundation, to be a stabilizer in some way for the thing. So anyway, Virgo's message, if you're interested, it was kind of about breaking out, about getting through the door that you haven't been able to get through. Yours comes out as create. With the visible underlying as the keeper of the harvest, all these fabulous sunflowers. And then at the bottom of the deck, keeper of pleasure. Now, Venus is integral to this whole thing. She is in Virgo, opposing Saturn, squaring Jupiter. I don't know if there's something in Sagittarius, if there's an asteroid maybe in Sagittarius. It's not, none of the big four are there to create a grand cross. I'm not sure. Probably, I mean, certainly there are, but there's something, right? There's something very Venusian about this, right? There's this deck that has, flowers in every card pretty much. This idea of creation, of pleasure. And then we have the devil. And today he's coming through. I kind of want to put my hand over this puppet figure down here to say that this is a genuine invitation, right? This is an invitation from your wider self, from Source, to break the rules. I mean, let's say this is Uranus, who is moving through your sign, coming through here. And the bottom of the deck has the Wheel of Fortune. So, breaking the rules, Taurus. The card below the devil is this 7 of Wands in a bubble thing. And maybe you've been in this. Perhaps. Certainly Uranus traveling through Taurus for the past several years may have jangled your nerves. There may have already been changes of various kinds happening in your life, and you feel, well, what's next? At this full moon squaring Taurus. But I want to encourage you to come out of the bubble. I did also talk about this in Virgo's reading. We can have a tendency, particularly if we're, paying attention to astrological forecasts and these kinds of things, to maybe want to hide under the covers until it's over. And I would say that the encouragement here is to do nothing of the sort. To remember, right, this Nine of Pentacles aspect of you, that you have everything that you need in and of yourself, and to embrace this Page of Wands, which also came out in a different sort of space for Virgo. This feels very much, sort of throwing caution to the wind. Just go. And then the Tower, which also came out in Virgo's reading. I expect it to show up in Capricorns. And maybe in Aquarius's too. But not, not the Tower in a sense of something hideous or horrible or catastrophic happening. But certainly the Tower in terms of change. There will be change. There's going to be. And the question is, how do you respond to it? Do you embrace it or do you resist it? Certainly the fixed signs, they're not seen as easily changeable. And mostly I think it's because the fixed signs just don't like to be forced into it. Change in their own damn time. And my advice is to make this your own damn time. We also have Leo and this Leo this Leo strength card that is very much, right, about change, shifting into something else, or the ability to respond in the moment, to not be locked into one form of response. And with that Leo energy to do it creatively, right? We have create. There is something, Taurus, that is calling to be created. Now, an interesting thing is this next underline is the Queen of Cups, but there's no water in this card. I mean, there's some implied water because all of these flowers are growing. But she's coming through here more as Venus in Virgo, or even Venus in Taurus. The ability to create, right? That she has created all of these roses, that she has summoned them. The sun is at the bottom, right? The sun coming through the window. This light of clarity and inspiration. And then we have this Three of Cups too, which definitely looks like an invitation. I don't think this is you. I think this is the Mad Hatter inviting you to the tea party. And maybe you've been here, right? The next card is the Angel. Maybe you've been, this is an extra card in this deck, meant to be kind of a becoming of the true self at the end of the tarot journey. But maybe you've been a little, a little goth feeling, a little, actually not feeling like yourself. I mean, there's almost a sense of really me, you're inviting me to the party. Are you sure? Do I want to go? But right below that, and I'm just seeing this now, there you are. Your major arcana card, the Chariot. And actually, even below that, this Two of Pentacles that has Cinderella, right? You shall go to the ball, Taurus. And then the Ace of Wands, and I'm going to go one more, the Ten of Cups. And then actually, I'm going to go one more still with the Hermit, sort of referencing the Virgo reading. So I suspect that this reading, Virgo also had a lot of underlying happening and coming out. So you are being invited to this party, Taurus, to this creative Three of Cups. Let's have fun, do kinds of interesting, fun things. Party. And here you are, Four of Cups. I think you've been dreaming this. I think you've been wanting it. I think you've been seeing it in your mind's eye. But then we have this moon with this kind of gothic heroine thing again. Oh, you know, I almost kind of see her with her hand thrown up over her forehead. A kind of damsel in distress or something energy. And that's not, you know, first of all, that's really not Taurus. Did I just say that the Chariot was you? No, the Chariot is Cancer. That's very strange. Because I was also thinking that the moon was you, and the moon is either Pisces or Cancer. So there's something, right, this moon thing. Now the moon is exalted in your sign, Taurus. But there's something, I don't know, there's something about Cancer, perhaps in some way for you. Maybe there's Cancer people, or maybe you have a lot of Cancer placements, or maybe it is just this moon, really leaning into this moon energy, the moon from Aquarius, the innovation of the moon. Because it comes out here, right, this Three of Wands. Taking action on a plan. And then there's this too, right? This invitation from the moon. So maybe that's what this is, right? This invitation from the moon, from this innovative Aquarius moon, to join this party that the sun and the moon are throwing. Sun, moon, and Uranus are throwing a party. And you are invited, Taurus. That Three of Cups. Those three energies. And you are invited to bring your creative self, right? This, right? Because this is also, right, it's Cancer energy, Queen of Cups. To bring your creativity to this party. To bring your manifestational prowess to this party. And then we have the Night Ride. And this card is all about being protected, right? That you're on this journey and you have, right, you have this, right, you're this little owl and you have protection. And I think that the protection is your own self, is your own amazing Taurus groundedness. Is the fact that you have been practicing with Uranus since 2019 and even a little bit before. You have been learning about this through whatever changes have come up until this point. And they have, even if they feel sort of minor, or maybe they came in a really slow way, so they didn't seem very Uranian. But there have been changes. And now you get to really take advantage of this time. And then we have this Ava card underneath, right? This Garden of Eden serpent invitation to take a bite from the tree of the fruit, or the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Just generally to take a bite from life, right? To bring in and allow the harvest to really let yourself feel pleasure, and to experience Source's joy about this. This was coming through in Virgo too, to enjoy the embodiment. Source could not have any of these experiences without you, without this physical universe. Often in the spiritual community, there's this description of this 3D as being very heavy, dense energies. They are sensual energies, Taurus, and you know that. The earth signs know that. And then we also have to the moon and back. The bottom is Sleeping Beauty's dream. So you've been dreaming stuff. I mean, maybe this Uranus passage up to this point has been about your dreams changing, your desires changing. And that now, if you've been allowing that, if you've been getting used to it, now is the moment when these dreams can be brought into being. Right? The perfect key. This set of aspects, transits. No rain today, right? That's this sun of clarity and inspiration. And that takes us to this keys on trees. And I think that here, there's a sense both that you're getting out, but also that you are sharing this key. And you may be, with this mermaid's love, sharing it with some person in particular. Could be a lover, could be a friend, family member, coworker. It feels more, if it is a coworker, it's one whom you have a deep relationship with, right? Someone who you really care about. They're not, just the person in the next cubicle. There is a relationship of love here. This is someone you love. And that you're going to share this key, this revelation, this ability to create. You're going to bring them into the creation. Then we have change. And at the bottom of the deck, the devil reappears. This is also Capricorn energy coming through here now. So we've had a nod to Virgo and we've had a couple of nods to Capricorn. Breaking the rules. Taurus, if you've been, doing what you were taught, or kind of coloring in the lines, or, it's possible that the Uranian energy passing through your sign has made you feel a little extra cautious about things, that you don't want to blow anything up. So maybe you've been extra careful about how you've been moving through the world, right? Following the rules. But now there's an invitation to forget that. And actually, here you are, Taurus, really, the Empress, Venus, coming through. So the invitation to take on your own authority, to follow your own rules. You're going to stay in your integrity. You're going to follow your own rules, that which makes you right with yourself. But you are not going to be concerned about anybody else's rules. Certainly not kind of general societal rules. And so the Lovers. Choosing love rather than fear. Also a union of receptivity and action. Of the above and the below. The holy marriage, the hieros gamos. Virgo had some of that as well. Taking on the fire, embracing the fire. And here maybe it's really embracing change, like getting excited about change, changing all over the place. Creating all kinds of things. And doing it kind of fast. Because we also have death. And here he seems to be about to slice through this. You know, this often looks like DNA to me. There's this helix here. So slicing through anything from the past that has kept you where you are, or that maybe was that was giving you something that you needed up until this point, but now you no longer need it, and you're going to cut that umbilical cord completely. Right? 10 of Cups, Satiri. You are sated with everything that has come before, with any rules, with any changes that you've had just thus far, with any stuff that you've been continuing to drink from childhood. You are full. Finished. And so we get the Six of Swords. The change. And this says science, which is interesting. Because there is, right, there can be an element of experimentation, just trying stuff. You know, that's not generally a Taurus idea. Taurus tends to, right, there is a tendency to plan. Taurus can sometimes have this sort of optimizer energy. You know, reading all the reviews before you buy something. You know, checking out others' experiences with something before you go ahead. But now, you're gonna choose for yourself. You're gonna experiment for yourself. You're just gonna try stuff. And certainly that is a big part of creation, of art, of inventions, right? Of the innovative process, right? How many light bulbs did Edison, who had heavy Aquarius, try before he found the one that worked, right? I just found a bunch of things that you know, were not the light bulb, and then I found the light bulb. So you're just going to try stuff on this path to innovation. Experiment. See what happens. Not be fearful about consequences, because you know that you have this Nine of Pentacles. You know you have the Empress at your back. You have this energy of protection that comes from your own skills and your own integrity. Formal advice. Bottom of the deck. Visible. The Nine of Cups. This came out not quite. One under for Virgo. Right? So take it when it comes. Just take it. Right? And Leo's creative energy below that. This is actually the same sequence. I was surprised the same deck came out for the formal advice, but I think it was because a lot of it is similar. Strength, the Fool, the sort of Capricorn-y follow through, the Ace of Pentacles, of newness, the new reality. But the bottom is quite different. The Empress, there you are again, at the base of everything. This imaginative, fun-loving, luxurious, fecund, broad, creative Venus energy, filled with love and light and joy. Then we have the High Priestess. This too feels, right, Venus and Virgo opposing that Saturn and Pisces. And actually Jupiter and Gemini, that trio in the mutables in this space of, you know, kind of, right, Jupiter is the message, Saturn is the receiver of the message in the temple of the priestess. And then Venus and Virgo with the follow through. And here, this is the Hanged Man in this deck. The above and the below. And also a little bit of a nod to this helping energy, to this bringing somebody else into it. So if there is somebody else, don't be afraid. Don't be worried about what they might think or how they're going to cope or any of these things. They're just as ready as you are. I don't know, maybe they're a Virgo. And then the Four of Wands. Extra. And here with this bee, you know, in the Avalon Oracle, the bee is sweet rewards and industriousness, but sweet rewards, right, of these sunflowers. Take the nectar, take the pollen. Do not get obsessed about, you know, whether you've left enough for other people. Take what you know to be right for you. Now I gave Virgo some extra cards, and so I'm going to do the same for you. I don't know who wants to come out. It was the Lightseers that came out for them. All right, the Muse for you. All right, the Earth signs. You are, I think, shouldering a lot of this change with Uranus in your sign. Oh, see that? Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Materials on the visible underside. And this fabulous Six of Materials below that. There you are with your person. Oh, Justice. Look at that, breaking open. Also Libra, Venus is other energy. And the three cards. Oh, Seven of Voices, so there's a bit of a choice here. Which path you go down. Then the Eight of Swords. right? Receiving this message that it's time to go. I mentioned in Virgo's reading that we often have a lot of fear around these big transits and aspects. And often there's a tendency to list off all the disastrous things that happened. But the example I gave was in 1989, Saturn and Neptune met in Capricorn. And two things that occurred were, one, the Berlin Wall came down, and Nelson Mandela came out of prison after that transit. So the message to get out of that prison, get out of the prison of expecting the worst, of focusing on the disaster, of mining the past for the future, out of that prison. As the Fool reappearing. Taurus. These readings, I've been moving really fast, faster than usual through them. But that's right, the energy. Ready to go. No dilly-dallying. Just go, Taurus. Create. I wish you the very, very best, Taurus. And I will see you next time. So long.